Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Foley.
Can you give us your full name?
My name is Aaron Boakye Acquah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the legal full name.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any? Are you known by any other names?
Yeah, very few people call me Inshira.
Okay.
At home, they call me Nanayao because I was born on a Thursday and I'm a king.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. So, like we're saying off camera, but I just want to reiterate it here. The whole purpose of these side hustle interviews is to inspire the next generation. And the idea is to just have a simple conversation, give you the opportunity to tell your story as you know it, because there's something that makes you unique. And knowing you personally, I know you're a very special human being. So the question that I've always had, which I'll have the opportunity to figure out now, is what are the ingredients that came together? And how did they come together to create Aaron? So that's what we are trying to do with this conversation.
Okay.
Wonderful. So we are going to start from your childhood. Where were you born?
That's far.
Yeah. Where were you born?
So I was born in a village called Donkokro.
Okay.
Weird thing. My birth is a mystery.
What do you mean it's a mystery?
It was shrouded in a lot of strange happenings.
Okay, are you free to mention some of those happenings?
I'd rather not.
You'd rather not? Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
But at least it points to the fact that you're not a regular.
No, at all.
So, village, shrouded in mystery. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I do. I have one brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he younger or older?
He's younger than I am.
So,
but he looks bigger and taller than I am. So people see us and they think I'm the younger one.
okay. And his name is?
Philip
Acquah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're born in this village. How much time did you spend in the village?
Oh, just a few days. So we were living in Accra.
Okay.
My parents were living in Accra. And my dad traveled when... We were living in Accra. My mom got pregnant and she decided that she wanted to go and give birth in the village. Right. She didn't grow up with her mom.
Okay.
So when she got pregnant with me, she made a decision that she wanted to give birth on her mom's laps. So she went to her mother's village to go and give birth to me.
So you said she didn't grow up with her mother?
No.
But then she went to find her mother.
She went to find her mother too.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So then a few days after, then she moved back.
A few days after, because of the strange things that were happening.
Okay.
My father quickly came to just take us out of the village and brought us back to Accra.
Okay, the strange thing happening in the village.
In the village.
After your birth.
During and after my birth, actually.
When did you become aware of this story surrounding your birth?
I'd heard hints of it. Sorry. I'd heard hints of it when I was younger, but I think I finally came to ask for details when I was in JHS.
Okay.
When I was wrapping up JHS to go to senior high school. That was when one day I asked my mom, like, what's the full story? And she sat me down and told me the full story. And I was like, that's why I'm the way I am, huh? And she was like, yeah, we've always known.
Okay. So obviously there was something that drove you in JHS to say, let me find out my origin story.
Yeah.
It's like every superhero, your origin story. So then let's go back. So what's the age gap between you and your brother Philip?
It's about a year and a half.
Okay. So your earliest memories would involve Philip, or do you remember life before Philip was born?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
My earliest memories always involve him.
Okay, so where did you grow up in Accra after?
We grew up in Asylum Down.
Okay.
Yeah, that was It was a beautiful place. I loved it.
Okay.
Grew up there till I was like about 8.
Okay.
And then we moved to our own house in
Okay.
Tantra Hills.
Okay. So in Assam down, you went to school there, I
Yeah, I
suppose.
went
Do you
to
remember
school.
the name of the school?
Yeah. I went to a couple of schools. I actually loved
Okay.
it.
Okay.
There's this school, it's a nursery school, like a young, I've forgotten what it's called.
Like a crash or
Like a crèche or something called
kindergarten.
kindergarten. Thank you. Called Madonna.
Okay.
Madonna. That school was amazing. I love that school because I had my first crush in that school.
How old were you?
Yeah, I don't even know why that happened, but you know, she was my pastor's daughter, so we're seeing each other everywhere.
What was her name? Do you remember?
I wouldn't say.
Okay, you won't say. Okay, good. So, but you remember her name?
But I remember her name.
Okay.
And I experienced my first bully in that school.
Can you walk us through the incident? Like, how did you get bullied?
So there was this kid who was bigger than all of us, like bigger and taller than every single one in the room. And he and his crew had this weird habit of catching the small kids and then flipping them upside down and holding their legs up. And I had just come to the school, and this guy I was just watching him. I'm like, why? I remember asking why? What do you get out of it?
So you saw him doing this to other people?
I saw him do it. And then he came to me and he was like, he will do it to me. And I was like, nah. I was like, no. And then the fact is, I was smaller than those he was doing it to, right?
Yeah.
So when I said no, he was like, you are smaller than the rest, so it should be easier. I'm like, no, it's not happening. So he tried to force it. And thanks be to God, I had watched some movies.
Okay.
So as soon as he tried to rough me up, for some reason I was able to slip away and then I threw a jab straight at his nose. Bam! I didn't miss. It was a good one. It was just one and done. Bam! And then his nose started bleeding and then he started crying.
Okay.
So in that moment, everyone in his crew saw that, okay, this guy is not invincible. And then I sat back, just enjoyed him crying and all his people just fall. Like everybody kind of see that, okay, he's not who we thought he is, like, you know. And yeah, it was a beautiful day. I can never forget that day.
Okay. How old were you at that time?
I think I was about 4 years old.
Yeah.
I was really young.
So how do you think that has shaped? Because I know you a little bit. How has that shaped your interaction with people, especially where you think you perceive that people are trying to treat you unfairly?
For that, a lot of other things has shaped it. Because that first interaction with that guy, it didn't really make a mark on me per se, because I'm not one to take the first swing, right? I'm one to watch, keep quiet, listen, give time. I have this rule that give people room. It's something my mom actually taught me. He says, when two people are doing a thing or working on a thing, a lot of the time, one person thinks he's wiser than the other. When you are involved in such a thing, always just let yourself be the fool, right? Let yourself be the fool. The more you let yourself be the fool, the more you study the game, the more you see what is happening. And when you get to a point where you realize, yeah, this isn't for me, unapologetically just take yourself out of the situation. So that first interaction, that first situation where I threw that jab, since that time, well, my next school, I became a bully. That's a story for another day.
Okay.
That's a story for another day. But I wouldn't want to be the one to ever throw the first jab.
Okay. So let's explore it. I'm sure after that, nobody really bullied you in that school.
No.
Because you take the biggest guy out.
Yeah.
Then you move to a different school. Do you know why you moved?
It was mainly because of proximity to the house and access to company.
Okay.
Because where we were living, almost every kid in the house went to the other school, and I was the only one going to this school. So, so that when I closed from school, I would have someone bring me home.
Yeah.
They moved me to this school. Yeah.
But then you went there and you became a bully. Walk me.
Sadly.
But I think it's, I mean, in processing these things, it's good, like, to not pass value judgment, because it's being a bully. For me, I was never big enough to be a bully, so and I had an older sister, so I was being bullied at home anyway. But we term it being a bully, but when you're a child and you can't delay gratification, you want instant gratification. If somebody has something that you want, a toy, and you're big enough to take it, you take it. The person that you're taking the toy from will say, I'm being bullied. But in reality, it's a struggle. You know that you're going to win. So I want to understand, after you punch this big guy, I'm sure your ego got a little boost.
Actually, no.
Not really?
No. After I punched that guy, I just kept on existing in my space as is.
But then nobody bothered you after that?
Yeah. Nobody bothered me, and I wouldn't also go to well now that I think about it, I wouldn't term it a bully. I would say more of a vigilante.
Okay, we'll explore. but you, at least, if you were self-aware, then you understood that violence solves some problems.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then, being a problem solver,
Yes.
it's a matter of finding the problems you wanted to solve.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, let's talk about do you want to mention the school that you moved to?
Yeah, Snaps. Snaps Academy.
Okay.
It's in Asylum Down.
Did you have any teachers that you remember from Snaps?
I remember Mr. Commodore.
Okay.
I remember him because he had this reputation for being very strict. And I was going to move to his class, and he was the teacher for class 2, I think class 2B or something. And I was going to go to that class the next term. And so, like, for him, I don't think I can ever forget him, because his name was all over the place. Like, he's very strict, he's very mean, he's very this, he's very that, he's very... Yeah, but besides him, I don't remember any other teacher.
But did you end up going to his class, Mr. Commodore?
That's the thing. I don't remember going to his class.
So there's the fear of going there, but you don't actually remember.
Just the fear of going there. I don't actually remember being in his class, but I remember going to the first term of class 2 in Snaps, and then the second term of class 2, I moved to Liberty, which is where we finally settled. Yeah.
Okay, but then you were the vigilante in Snaps.
Ish.
Okay. Can you walk us through your first vigilante case?
Okay, so what happened was, this is the reason why I wouldn't call it bullying. What happened was, I went to the school, right? I was new in the school. Again, being new in the school, and some people feel like they have to test you. That seemed nonsense. It's just, I don't know. So I came to the school, and I was sitting in my place, and I had this toy soldier, which was keeping me company. So I was just playing with it. And then these boys came to surround me. I can remember their names. Edem, Prince, the others I don't remember. Adam and Prince, they are the ones I remember very well. They came to surround me and they were like, where am I coming from? And they didn't just surround me they stood on the tables. So I have to look up at them. And I'm looking at these boys like, and I went back to my thing. And they stood there for a bit and realized, this guy, like, they mind me. So they went away. And apparently they were the bullies of the school, of, the class. And a few days later, I couldn't find my toy anymore. But again, out of sight, out of mind. I had forgotten I owned it. And then Adam comes to me and says he has seen my toy with Wendy, a certain young girl. And I was like, you've seen my toy with Wendy. What do you mean? And then he was like, yeah, she's actually a thief. Like, everybody knows that she steals. So to see that I've not been holding it for the last few days, and then to see with her, 2 and 2 makes 4, right? So then I was like, okay, let's go and get my toy. So we went to Wendy. I'm not proud of this. And till today, I'll be honest with you, that toy is something that's very common. So there's a very high likelihood that
it wasn't yours.
It wasn't mine.
Okay. Poor Wendy.
Poor Wendy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I went up to her and then I was like, yo, please give me my toy. And she was like, it's not yours. My dad bought it for me. Already, they've given me her reputation, right? Her supposed reputation. I was like, nah, it's mine. Then I snatched it from her. And then she started crying. And I felt a little bit, I turn around, these guys are behind me. I'm like, screw it.
So basically, Adam, I feel like Adam recruited you in the gang.
Adam recruited me.
Because it was a setup from Adam.
Yes, I think so too. Because after that, for some weird reason, I became the leader of the gang.
It makes perfect sense. I think you were a bully because they were the bullies of the class. They came to intimidate you. You didn't budge, and then they probably had a meeting and decided this must be our leader now. And after that, they installed you as the leader.
That's
and wherever Wendy is, I think you have to find a gift for her because we don't know.
Sorry.
Wendy, we are sorry. So then after that, you moved from, this was Snap, right?
Yeah, this was Snap.
And then you moved to
and I moved to Liberty Preparatory School.
Okay.
Which
at this point, this was like second term class 2.
Yeah, second term class 2. I loved Liberty because the philosophy of the owner of the school is one that is aimed at building students who could think for themselves.
Okay. What's the name of the founder, the owner of the school?
Mr. Kofi Barnes.
Okay.
He's a phenomenal man.
Okay. Are you still in touch with him?
I'm not in touch with him, but I'm in touch with some of his family members still.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. One of his family members was my classmate.
Okay.
And we still talk.
Okay.
Yeah. So once in a while I check in, how is Mr. Barnes doing? But
so describe the philosophy to us.
So his thing was that if you're a teacher in my school, I want you to teach the kids to an extent that they know more than you. Which sounded like, because I entered the school in class 2, right? Most of the people who were teaching us were SHS leavers. So for me to ideally technically know more than the SHS leaver is,
Yeah.
it doesn't really make sense. But the few teachers who took it serious, which for me was Mr. Atibu. He was my class 3 teacher. He's, well, let me please, Dr. Atibu. He's now a doctor.
Okay.
He was my class 3 teacher. That man took that philosophy serious. So his students, he made sure that everything he taught us, we understood it to the point where we can ask him questions and he would have to go and do a research and come back. Right. He took that thing World Cup, and I was privileged to also have him as my classes teacher. So I got to ask him questions beyond what was happening in school.
So this was in Taifa or at Down still?
No, this was in Tantra Hills.
Tantra Hills, sorry.
Not Taifa.
Tantra Hills,
Let's
yes.
just say Tabora, that area.
Tabora area, okay, okay.
Yeah, right. So he would give me the opportunity to ask him the most ridiculous questions, and sometimes he'd be like, okay, let's go and learn it together. Right. So he was the person that gave me I'd say, the liberty to be curious, and the seed to be curious. So as a kid, like 8, 9, 10 years old, when my friends were busily playing soccer and so on and so forth, I was looking through scientific books and astronomy, like, you know, space exploration and stuff like that. That's what I enjoyed doing. I was listening to music all the time, radio all the time, and it wasn't for entertainment. It was more comfort and more discovering sounds. Right. So, and I actually didn't realize what that was doing for me or doing to me at the time. I thought I was just listening, right? But as I progressed in life and got into music production and stuff like that, I realized that, oh, so those periods when I would listen to a song and then I'll hear something in it and I'll come to Mr. Atibu and be like, Mr. Atibu, have you heard this song? Have you heard this part when they said this or when this thing happened? And he would be like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Now I know that sometimes some of the things I was talking to him about, he didn't specifically know what it was because it wasn't in his field of study, but he would just encourage me.
So that's what I wanted to come to, because I wanted to know, was he a music teacher?
No.
And so when did you start getting into music? Is it from your family? Does your family have a history in music?
I've always had this thing for music since since I can remember.
Does your brother Philip have the same passion for music?
No.
Does your mother have a passion for music?
My mom used to sing.
Okay.
Yes, my mom used to be a very good singer when she was like in her 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you sing?
Yeah, I do sing.
When did you discover that you had a voice for singing?
This was, I think it was somewhere in JHS. We went to a teens camp. We went for a teens camp. And a certain man called me. He was like, I should come and sing a song. And I was like, I don't sing. And he was like, you take the mic and sing. And then I sang. And when I sang, everybody in the room was like, what? Like the shock on everybody's face and their reaction made me go, okay, what did I just do? But that wasn't when it clicked. After that, the man prayed for me and said, this is what God has given you, right? This is your thing. This is your thing. And as a kid, I just let it pass. But after high school, I jokingly, Dennis, forgive me, I jokingly joined the choir because my friend was part of the choir.
Who's your friend, Dennis?
No. Boakye. Dennis was the music director for the choir.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I say he should forgive me.
Okay. Yeah.
I jokingly joined the choir because, Boakye had joined the choir. He was like, oh, we should go in. And one day we were at a rehearsal for a carol service. And the song they were singing, I knew the song because when I was in JHS, I was listening to that song over and over and over and over and over again. At the time, I had a CD player. And one of the CDs I had was Christmas carols. So I was just listening to it. I didn't care what month of the year it was. I was just listening to it because I enjoyed music. And, I had this a cappella CD. Like, I got exposed to very different genres of music.
Where did you hear the CDs from?
They were, so the CDs were shipped in by my dad.
Okay.
He was based in Japan at the time.
Okay.
And he shipped a lot of things. He used to ship a lot of electronics and stuff in, and as part of the things he shipped in, there were these CDs. So
okay, so let's take a break because it's not normal for a Ghanaian to have a father in Japan.
Yeah, it's not.
So, at what age did your father go to Japan? Estimate.
Yeah, when he left, I wasn't really aware of the world.
Okay, so you grew up knowing your father is in Japan.
Yes.
And he was sending things from Japan.
Yeah.
Was he sending like comics, artwork? What kind of things were you seeing?
Yeah, he was sending comics. I actually, my first experience of Iron Man was, I think Iron Man, Spider-Man were comics that he had sent. That
were they in English or were they in Japanese?
Most of them were in Japanese.
Okay.
So I was just looking at pictures.
Because and what I know, well, what I think I know is that the Japanese artwork is different from Western. Because I want to understand how that influenced your formative years. Because being a child in Ghana, in maybe Asamda or Tantra Hills, being exposed to Japanese artwork, it's going to influence how you perceive the world. You are going to be different.
Yeah.
You go to school, people are talking about Captain Planet. You are thinking of Hiroshima Man. I don't know. I'm just making something up. But so I want to ask you this: when you were younger, did you always feel like the outsider?
Yeah, I've always felt like the outsider.
Okay. And how does that make you see the world? Do you think you try to study an environment and then find the best way to fit in?
Funny thing, I was thinking about that exact question this morning.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the answer is yes. I tend to want to become what the environment needs me to be in the moment. And as I've grown older, I'm realizing more and more that stifles my authenticity, right? It stops me from showing up as me.
Yes.
Right? It stops me from showing up as who I enjoy being. And even more than that, it puts across the narrative that this person is not truthful. Right? And yeah, that's not a good life to lead.
Because then my follow-up question was going to be, who knows you? Name another human being that actually knows who Aaron is.
You said you were not going to ask this question.
Well, this wasn't the question I said I wasn't going to ask.
Yeah, like literally, it's the same question. Okay, so who knows me? One person actually got the opportunity to know me truthfully.
And
it's a lady I was best friends with for a while.
For a while.
Yes.
And then from best friends to strangers, or from best friends to
We
more than friends?
Well, we went from best friends to more than friends, and it didn't work out. So we had to part ways.
Okay. And I will definitely give you the room to avoid the answers that make you uncomfortable. But do you think you revealed too much of yourself or not enough of yourself? And did that play a role in where the relationship is today?
I think it's both ways. I revealed too much and not enough.
You're going to have to explain it.
So I revealed too much in the sense that I revealed too much of who I was in the moment, right? I was utterly and completely vulnerable all the time with this person. But not enough of what my plans were for myself. Right. So in as much as I could trust her with what is, I don't think I ever felt comfortable enough to trust her with what will be.
So the vision wasn't shared?
Not fully.
So was that a mistake?
Yes.
Do you regret it?
No.
I'm going to spend time on that question. You know why? Because I think you've taken a philosophical position of there are no regrets in life. And that is why your quick response is no. But I think we should explore what regret means and at least agree on a definition.
Okay.
Because it's a philosophical position of no regrets in life. Everything happens for a reason. All things work together for good. That's fine.
Yeah.
So the way I'm going to phrase it is, if you could go back in time, or no, you will still find a way out of that. If you were in a similar situation today, would you deal with it differently?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think you needed this experience to understand the position you have today? Did you need to go through that loss?
Yeah, I needed to lose her. Like, I needed to lose her to be able to wake up.
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Yes.
Define happiness.
What is your definition of happiness?
You are asking.
I know. But the reason why I asked that question is, if you had a definition of happiness, you would know if you currently are happy or not. But by asking me the question, you want to find a legal way to avoid answering the question for yourself.
Are you serious right
now?
Because
if my definition of happiness allows you to say yes to that question, that's what you give me and move on. But the question is, as you define happiness, is it possible for you? Is it possible for you to be happy in this lifetime?
Is it possible? I don't think it's possible for.
Don't generalize.
No.
It's a question for you. You want to escape by generalization. That's why I had to cut it. Don't generalize. This is about Aaron. Is it possible for you, Aaron,
to be happy?
To be happy in this lifetime?
I think it is.
With someone?
I think it is. I don't know who yet. I don't know how.
What would it take for someone to make you don't have to know who it is, but you have to have an idea of what the person must be able to understand or tolerate or or what kind of, obviously it can't be an impatient person.
No.
Even as you struggle to explain who you are, you're like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
So what kind of person does one need to be to understand? Or does it have to be someone who understands they will never understand you? And to be okay with that?
Yeah, I think that would be it. Because the way I'm framed, it's as though with every waking moment, there's a new... Let me use this analogy, like the onion. The more you peel, there's more to peel, right? And this seems to be an onion with infinite layers. With every moment, there's something new. I still find it fascinating that I wake up and I still have the hunger to learn new things in new fields, to understand new ways of navigating this world, to understand, to have the desire to create new things that have not been before. Right. And
but what if someone pushes back by saying there's nothing new under the sun?
that's fair. That's their opinion. The fact is, I also believe there's nothing new under the sun.
Because I want to explore what it means, because it means something to want to have a desire to create something new, or something that has not been seen before, not been seen before in this lifetime, or a new variation of something that used to exist. Because creativity sometimes is about putting things together and combining. And people with the creative force, it's a calling. If you don't create, you don't feel fulfilled. Which leads to my next question. Do you think you figured out your purpose?
No.
Okay.
The base of it, I'll say, is to serve.
Okay.
Anywhere, my goal is to serve as much as I can.
What does that mean, to serve? To serve who? Who are you serving? Are you serving leadership or the people?
No, I serve an idea, a philosophy, a purpose. I don't serve people.
Okay.
Or leadership, no. I've never had the idea that because, okay, I'm here, I have to serve people. No, I've never had that. If you have a philosophy, an idea, a dream, a goal you're working towards, and I'm attached to it, my aim is that. It's not you. So if there's a point where I see that, okay, nah, this is not serving the idea the way it was interpreted to me, or this is not serving, quote unquote, the greater good, which is the greater community of people around, or seeing, okay, I don't want to be a part of it because I don't want to contribute to.
But who makes that assessment? Is it just you? Because then you create, it's almost a dictatorial mindset.
Yeah.
Where you are the judge and the jury.
And the executioner.
And so where there is misunderstanding, where you don't understand the concept, you will judge and kill based on your understanding. So then it leads to the question, would you say you have issues with authority? Would you say you are more of a dictator? Would you say you are not a team player, objectively speaking? And that may not necessarily be a negative, because sometimes people who, if somebody is a good team player, that might also be somebody who conforms.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a negative, but objectively, are you less Roman soldier and more samurai, or more ninja? What's your?
Yeah, I think I associate more with the ninja.
Okay.
I associate more with the
Back
ninja.
to the Japanese.
Yeah.
theme.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. That's like show up, execute, vanish.
But then, is there a risk that your reputation will be that of a mercenary over time?
I've always had that reputation, and I don't really have a problem with it.
Well, once you figure out what the purpose is, even the ideas you have, for them to last, will have to be handed down.
Yeah.
Some people might say, I have these ideas, they die with me. That's fine.
No.
Some people might say that. So maybe the next phase, or what you have to overcome or figure out, is how to create a community. But I always say that, and it took me a while to accept this as true, but I think I've reached a point in my life where I think it's actually true, where it's difficult to be a leader unless you know how to follow. And the reason being, in following, you obviously, the first thing is to come up with in your own mind what you think the mistakes are of the leader. If you're quick to respond, you don't learn, because this is what happens when somebody is a leader. When you are the leader, you're going to make decisions. The subordinates sometimes think your decisions are bad, but if your decision works out, everybody's quiet. They don't admit that they had bad idea.
Yeah.
So you can make 10 decisions. 9 of them nobody agrees with them. 9 of them are good. Everyone shuts up. The one decision that is bad, and someone had a theoretical answer that is still not tested, but they thought was better, they would say that that's right. Mm-hmm. And you don't know that until you try to lead. For me, I think you're someone you're independent minded and you have a unique way of looking at things. And I think a marketplace of ideas is the only thing that can move a community forward. If everybody conforms, it's not going to work. My new approach is, I believe in, like, everything that people do now. I actually don't believe in schools. I believe in discipleship. Because if this is how Aaron does things, and Aaron has 6 people that really subscribe to him, I want to see people come through that heritage of Aaron, doing things in his philosophy. Some would then take and add to it. But whilst that's going on, maybe someone has his philosophy and then his people. 200 years from now, we'll see which idea survived, or we'll see a mixture of it. And this also goes, funny enough, I've been going into a lot of these Japanese studies recently. And one of the themes is that first you have to go and completely study, be somebody's disciple.
Yeah.
Study completely everything they know with no bias. Then when you evolve, you transcend it, and then you build. Yeah. But when I was younger, it used to be the thing that I would go and learn a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. And I never became an expert in anything until I said, okay, no, this is what somebody believes. I studied the whole thing. The whole thing is a lot. And you have to put your ego aside. Because I think what he's saying in the second chapter is completely wrong. But it's not until I get to chapter 24 that I realize, okay, I disagreed with step 2, but what it was a deviation from what I thought. But after step 2, if you do step 2, because very few people or very few answers are completely wrong. So you and I might have a divergence on what step 2 should be. But I think you're wrong, because what I want step 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to be, if I use your step 2, it's wrong. Okay. But we might realize that your step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 then lead us to the same step 9. And so, I mean, sorry to dive.
No, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, in talking to you, because I've worked with you, and I'm just trying to contribute to that part, because I see that if you want your ideas to survive, you have to build a community. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is that it has to be a community of people that are like you.
Yes.
So how do you find people who are like you, who will follow you when they are ready to throw you away because the idea that you gave them,
it doesn't work.
You're not. Yeah. So that would be the complex problem that when you solve in life, it will be very interesting.
Yeah.
But then let's bring it back, because I don't want to miss anything.
But
In-
to
okay,
address,
yes, okay.
to address that a little bit,
Yeah.
I'm currently reading this book titled Jesus of Nazareth,
Okay.
the Son of Man. And it's a compilation of people's accounts of their experiences with Jesus Christ. And
Is it from the Bible or outside
no,
the outside
it's
sources?
people who lived
So historical accounts outside of the
historical
Bible. Yeah.
accounts outside of the Bible. And with the accounts, there's one main thing that I've come to notice about him. He was a nonconformist, obviously, right? And he was very polarizing. It's either you completely loved him or you were completely repulsed by him. There weren't people who would say, well, there were a few people who say, I personally didn't really like the guy, but everything he said made sense. Right? I personally see myself, this is me, I see myself to be in a place where I don't expect everybody to understand me. I don't expect anybody to understand me. I just expect that I get things done. And as much as I'm able to execute in this world, I'm able to serve as many as I can. That's it.
Well, then I like that because you've thought about it, but I have a question. Do you think you understand yourself?
Do I think I understand myself? To an extent. Because I'm still, well, self-discovery is a lifelong project.
So I want to distinguish between self-discovery and self-understanding.
Okay.
Because you've spent time with yourself since childhood.
Yes.
The times you've done things that you disagreed with,
Yes.
but you did it, and you must still learn to love yourself.
Yes.
My question is not about whether or not you are discovering yourself, because you will discover yourself more and more. The question is, do you understand yourself?
Do I understand myself?
And I think it's linked to the purpose.
Okay.
So for me, it's hard for me to accept that until you understand your purpose, it's difficult to understand yourself. So you may understand how you tick, but I don't know if you understand why you tick. And I think and for all of us, it is irrational to expect someone to understand us if we don't understand ourselves. And very few of us understand ourselves.
Yeah.
And this is where I think that Eastern religions have a bit of an advantage, because they spend time trying to understand even what it means to be human. So even the separation of, so when we talk about ourselves, who are we? The body, the spirit, the soul? Like which one is Aaron?
Us. Yes.
Which one have we named Aaron? Is Aaron the spirit that is embodying this body so he can interact with this world? Or is Aaron the body that has a spirit in him? And so if you understand Aaron, do you understand the body of the spirit? The will. Because the will and the mood are different.
Different, yes.
So, and maybe we can never fully understand ourselves.
Yeah.
Then that also then allows us to understand why people will never understand us. And that doesn't become a prerequisite for getting along with people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and some people are very simple. You are not.
I'm not.
You are not. And I think that the most gifted people are sometimes too they're definitely too complicated for their environments, sometimes too complicated for their time, and sometimes too complicated for themselves.
Yeah.
Because the struggle is you're trying to control your being in this world whilst responding to the elements that influence the being. And since I don't know what happened in the village that when you were born, but you have a lot more perspective there, and I'm sure with more insights, you would come closer to understanding.
Yeah.
But then again, I want to bring it back to before JHS because we still haven't discovered your music talent yet. You were curious and you had now doctor, but Mr. Atibu.
Yes.
Atibu. Academically, what's your relationship with school? Because there's a difference between schooling and education. So, what was your relationship with school?
I never liked school.
Okay.
It was boring.
Okay.
It was, I'm going to say some things.
Just say it.
Okay. School has always been in my heart. It's always been a waste. Right? Because in school, I don't think I ever really got educated in school. One of the reasons why I would always remember Mr. Atibu is the fact that he educated me. He allowed me explore. He allowed me be curious. He wasn't like every other adult that I would share an idea and then they would shut it down because it's beyond their capacity of thinking, right? Or I remember when I was younger, just this story. I went to spend some time with a neighbor. He was a mechanic. He owned this mechanic shop. My mom had traveled, so we went to spend time with him. And while my brother was busy playing with other people, I would go to the mechanics and I'll be asking them questions. So what is this? What is this? What is this? And they were like, go and play. Like every time I would ask, they'll be like, go and play. And I'm asking, I'm like, like this is where I want to be. This is what I want. This is what I want to know. This is me playing. But they didn't get it, right? So comparing those people to Mr. Atibu, comparing other teachers that I've had over my life to Mr. Atibu, he would give me the permission to explore, like the wildest and weirdest things. I would come and ask him, and he would encourage me to pursue. Right. So I got that thing outside of school, and after everything, I realized that I actually learned more outside of the institutionalized academic system than inside of it. So I've always asked myself, then what's the point? All those years, all those formative years when the brain was, malleable enough to capture enough information, we cage children up and then limit their thinking capabilities. We tell them to stop thinking and just regurgitate information we have given them and then clap for them at the end of a period. It doesn't make sense, right? Because at the end of it, what we do is we create factory workers, people who think alike, people who can't question the norm, people who fear questioning the norm, because when you question the norm, you're going to get penalized. Meanwhile, questioning the norm is what should be encouraged because that is what brings progress, right? People who fear to fail, which is a messed up thing, right? Because when you fail, you have failed. You are called names. You are put in the class where the kids who are not academically good are, right? Those things. But in life, you need to fail to progress. You fail to progress. If you don't fail, you are not going forward, right? So school in itself, I personally think the current educational system, the general current educational system, is a problem. It doesn't have a problem. It is itself the problem.
But you understand why it exists?
I do, to create factory workers.
Yeah. So it's about control.
Yeah, it's about control. That's the thing. That's why I was never comfortable.
So then that leads me to the next question, right? How did you prepare for BC?
I didn't.
Okay. But were you worried?
No.
Okay. I don't expect you to remember like what you got, but so because in some families you're given the impression that look, you paid all the school fees, it's time for BC. If you don't do well, that's your future. You sell dog chains.
Yeah.
You didn't go through that.
No.
Okay. But how did you do in BC?
I did very well.
You did very well. And what school did you go to after?
I went to St. Peter's.
St. Peter's, which is where?
Acquah.
Okay, I don't want to get cancelled by Acquah. That's where the short people are. Or? No.
No, sorry. Acquah.
In Acquah, okay.
Yes, that's on the Quill Mountains.
Okay, so that's different.
Yes.
Do you remember going to St. Peter's? Because based on your relationship with school, congratulations, you've done well in BC, more school is your reward.
School is your reward.
Do you remember going to school? What was your expectation?
So going into high school, there was that whole hype of you're going to be free, you're going to explore the world, you know, all of that. So for the very first time in my life, I thought I was going to explore my artistic side, right? So yeah, I went into high school in high spirits, like very, very high spirits, but that died out very quick.
Okay. Do you remember your first day, or like, because I mean, based on the fact that you moved so often in terms of moving schools, you wouldn't really be anxious about making friends or not. But do you remember any friends you made in St. Peter's?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what are their names? Just mention them so that they can also.
One guy that I'll never forget and I'll always be grateful for is Payal.
Papaya, what do you remember his last name?
Payal. Yao Ado.
Okay.
Yeah. Payal was our mate, but he functioned as our guardian. He was not just our friend, he was the one friend who would look out for all of us. Because I was very tiny, right? Not just me, a couple of other guys. We were tiny. Payal was a bit more matured mentally, and physically he was a bit more than all of us. And he would always protect all of us. He would always advise us. He would always, hold us accountable. So yeah, for Payal, respect, bro.
Are you still in touch with him?
Yeah.
Okay. So your time in St. Peter's, did you ever get into trouble?
In St. Peter's?
Yes. Tell us about that. This laughter means there's a good story.
No. Actually, it's crazy, but I never did.
Okay, but so what's that laughter for?
Like, I laugh because I never did get into actual trouble. From 1, no trouble. From 2, no trouble. From 3, no trouble. Few days to like the day I finished school, then the teacher caught me.
Okay, caught you doing what?
So it wasn't anything serious. I had this MP3 player. My love for music.
Yeah.
Right. So I had this unique privilege of being in the same room with one of the best music producers Ghana has ever,
Hope you're not talking about me. So who's this? Who's this person? Hammer.
No. Unfortunately, he passed.
Oh.
Rest in peace. And
But what's his name? You have to.
I don't know if I have.
Okay, so they're giving him his flowers. It's a great. Okay, anyway, you continue.
Yeah, but his first name was Dominic.
Okay.
And when I started wanting to produce music, I went to him and I asked him to teach me. And we're in school, we're preparing for WASI, so he didn't have the time. So I told him that, okay, cool, that's fine. Just produce one song for me. Just make one beat. I'll stand here and watch you do it. And that's it. So I stood behind him while he was making a beat. And he made a very simple but amazing beat. In no time. I was thinking to myself, like, how? How does this guy do this? So he exported it and gave me the MP3. He was like, oh, it's for you, take it. And I had this MP3 player. I kept the beat on there. So every time while I was on campus, I'll just be listening to the beat and dissecting it. Okay. Like, okay, this 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that's how I was just thinking about the beat over and over and over again. So a few days to finishing our WASI, for some reason I got cocky. Right, I was always very careful. For some reason I got cocky, and then I was going from the classroom. No, I was going to class, and I had it in my ear, and I was holding the MP3 player. I took a turn, and immediately I took the turn. There's this very strict teacher standing there, as though he was just waiting for me. And he was like, give it to me. I was just looking at him like, just handed it to him. And he was like, and prior to that day, a few days before, for the very first and only time, my father had come to the school to come visit me. At this time, he had come to Ghana. And when he came, this teacher was the one who met him and had them call me. And he had told him that, oh, your son is a very good kid. Like, he doesn't get into trouble, So then the teacher was like, you, a few days ago, I told your daddy that you don't get into trouble, and then now you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So the reason I laughed is the fact that I used to be the kind of person who would always, be very, very overprotective of my reputation, how people see me. Now I let that go because, Charlie, I'm human, right? That day, it really dealt a huge blow to me because I felt like my reputation is damaged, and I was really moody that whole day. But now I really don't care about that. Yeah, so that was the only time I got into trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but there was no punishment. Did you get your MP3 player back?
Did I get it back? I think I did. I think on the last day, he brought it to me.
So do you still have that beat?
The beat?
Yes.
No.
Wow.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't. But I have a couple of hard drives that I'm sure it's saved up somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was St. Peter's. After St. Peter's, where did you go next?
Oh yeah, after St. Peter's, I went to Legon.
Okay.
Another. I really didn't enjoy it.
You didn't enjoy it?
No.
What did you study in Legon?
Marine science and fisheries.
So, Mr. Music Man, Mr. Videographer, Photographer, you went to study marine science and fisheries.
Yeah.
Do you even know how to scale a fish?
Oh yeah, yeah.
When was the last time you did something like that?
Scale a fish. Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while. I love cooking.
Okay.
So
When people say they love cooking, now I understand. It doesn't mean I'm good at cooking. It just means
no,
I
it
love
doesn't
cooking.
mean I'm good at cooking.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
You just
good.
love cooking.
Yeah, I just love it. Because for me, it's therapeutic. Cooking
Okay.
is therapeutic, right?
So, as someone with undiagnosed OCD, when you cook rice, do you try and arrange the rice so they all face the same direction? Or are you okay with them being? but on a more serious note, that somebody who can identify with people who have OCD, being in Africa or specifically Ghana, there have to be times where you turn it on and off, because if you want to have it on all the time, you go crazy.
Yeah.
So, are you able to, in some cases, just decide that, you know what, today in this structure that I'm sitting in, I will not straighten the covers of the seat?
Yeah.
But when did you realize that it wasn't normal?
I think I realized it wasn't normal when we met, actually.
So you spent your whole life
Yeah, my whole life thinking it was just normal.
Okay.
My whole life, I thought it was normal. Because I grew up hearing my mom tell me stories of my dad being someone who likes to straighten everything.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, okay, that's just what every man does.
Okay.
Right? You put things in order. Only to meet you and I'm like, wait, chill, what? It's not normal?
No, it cannot be normal. It cannot be normal. But it's understandable.
Yeah.
It's understandable. And I always say, like everything, there are advantages and disadvantages.
True.
Right? Like if somebody's adjusting something behind you, you have to stop talking. That's a disadvantage. So marine science, I'm not even going to ask how you studied that, because you were curious and it probably sounded interesting.
Yeah.
And so you pursued it. We all make mistakes. It's okay. You get out of Legon.
Yeah.
Did you try to pursue a profession in marine science?
No. I only have one business idea. 2 business ideas from that, and that's what I'm going to do with that information.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not something I did to pursue a career in Legon was when I actually started taking design and things creative serious.
Okay.
So that's when I sharpened my creativity.
So was it a struggle to focus and get your degree done whilst you were pursuing the creative stuff? Did you contemplate not getting out of?
So many times.
So what made you actually complete?
Did I complete? No. I have papers I didn't go back to write.
Okay, so you didn't get a degree in it?
No.
Oh, okay. No. That makes sense.
No.
Okay.
No.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. One of the things that, okay, I'll leave that scenario for another day.
Okay, we'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
Now, so when I met you, actually, I remember the first time I saw you, even though you may not remember the first time I saw you. You had a camera.
Yes.
You were moving around, what I thought aimlessly, but you were taking pictures. And I didn't even understand this. Then we fast forward, and I meet you and I realize, okay, I meet you as a designer. I'm like, nah, but that's a guy with a camera. So I thought, okay, maybe he's a designer and photographer. No, but he actually does videos. No, maybe he does music. Okay. So very complex character. What name do you use? Okay, my name is Aaron. I was gonna ask what name do you use in terms of music?
My name is Aaron.
My name is Aaron.
I'm working on changing that.
Why are you changing it at this point?
It's a couple of things that influence that decision. One, I've come to realize that over the course of my life, I have been a seed that I get into a space or a situation and like I'm planted somewhere. I help bring something into being. And most of the time,
you disappear.
I disappear.
Okay.
Right.
So there are various ways of phrasing it. So I'm going to try to be a bit controversial.
Please be.
Because I'm sure in your head you have a nice narrative that makes it acceptable. So I want to challenge you. do you have a problem sticking to watching something go through its full cycle?
Sometimes I ask myself the same question.
Because I think starting something is easy.
Yeah.
Sticking through it,
Sticking through it is difficult.
it's tough.
Stuff.
And I can understand why, because my favorite coach is Mourinho. One of the blemishes on his career is his inability to stick somewhere long term and get something done. It's always great when there's trouble. He comes in, fixes things, and dips. So, in terms of things that you look at, I think that's a question that you should ask and see, because I'll say from my personal experience, I don't know if it's worth it, but it's a very beautiful thing. When you have a vision, you start it, you have all the energy in the world. But you have to reserve some of that energy for the trying times.
Yeah.
But if you're able to go through that, you discover a lot about yourself, discover a lot about people around you, you grow, you'll be forced to grow. And if you can come out of the other side successful, still optimistic, and the dream still intact, it will give you a lot of confidence to see other things through. And it comes back to your purpose, because I think when you finally discover your purpose, the only person that can see it through is you. And that may not be, I don't think that should be the first time that you're trying to complete something, because you need the muscle memory of going through difficult things.
Yeah.
So it's a question, and again I say it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I don't believe they are absolute. But to go to the next level, it might have to be something that you have to figure out. Maybe because there are some things that maybe you just didn't have enough passion, because it's not birthed from you to see it through. Why waste time going through some difficulty that's not yours? But then when it comes to what you birth, you have to be prepared for people coming and dipping, which means you have to carry it through.
Yeah.
And sometimes even the whole point of completing it is even to honor the people who have contributed. Because when it's all done, everybody can reap the reward of being part of the story. But if it doesn't get done, it can feel like they even wasted their time.
Yeah.
And so that's that. But so now there are two things I want to talk about. One for selfish reasons, right? I want to talk about a young man called Joshua. Who, this is something, I don't know if you know this. Joshua is actually currently the longest serving staff at Boakye Acquah. So.
Wow.
But there will be no Joshua without you. And Joshua has told his story, his side of the story. I want to hear your side of the story, how you met Joshua.
How did I meet Joshua?
Yeah.
That's a funny thing. I don't really remember exactly how I met Joshua. I just know that I was in this place, this church, and a couple of these young guys wanted to work with me on music. So we would rehearse every now and then. And then after a while, Joshua was more curious. Curious with my work and my creativity, like when it comes to design. So he would ask me more questions. Then he was like, oh, he wants to learn. And I was like, okay, how I can teach you is to teach you how to think for yourself, right? So don't expect me to teach you tools like everybody else. That's not how I can teach you, because the tools, you can learn the tools from everywhere else. So instead of teaching you the tools, I'd rather teach you the design languages and those other things and how to apply them. So when you make a design, go create designs, send them to me. I'll critique them. I'll tell you what works, what doesn't work. and how you can better it. So that's how our interaction became more and more personal, so to speak. And and it progressed from there. Amazing thing, my very first song, he was in the studio when we did that song.
What's the title of the song?
Leather and Gold One.
Okay, so you have to share the link so that it'll be at the bottom of this. So we listen to, maybe even give us permission to even play a little bit of it. You don't want to get a strike.
You can. Yeah. So I was in the studio. That's a crazy thing. There's a thing, let me tell you all. For Leather and Gold One to come into being, I had closed from work. I was working with you at the time. I was closing at 2 p.m. And I had closed from work.
Wait, I just want you to repeat that so people understand how flexible working with me has always been. You close at 2 p.m.
I was closing at 2 p.m.
Because you have music you want to work on.
Yes.
And like everybody, I want to know, okay, we want to work together. What do you need?
What do you need? Yes. For that, honestly speaking, Mr. Foley is very...
Yeah, I mean... Proud. If there were to be an award in Ghana for like the best boss ever, I'll probably win he'll probably 7 years in a row. But we just need people to shine.
People have to shine. So.
Anyway, so let them go.
So I had closed from work and I was going home. And Joshua had called me that he wanted to come to the studio. So I was like, oh yeah. So we went. No, he met me at home. And then we were on the way to the studio. We were walking to the studio and you called me and you gave me a certain news. Remember the news?
I don't remember.
About someone who sent you an email about me,
Oh, yeah. I remember the news. Yes.
So, see, don't call people with that opening line again. When he called me, the first line he said was, Aaron, I'm about to tell you something. Don't react. What do you mean I shouldn't react?
I'm on the spectrum. I don't want you to react, so I told you not to react. I haven't invested in figuring out. I don't know how to deliver news except directly. So I had to tell you something. I didn't know where you were. I didn't want you to react. So I was very direct. If you say, okay, I'm sorry, I have to react. But I'm working on myself. Oh
yeah, but that was So yeah, after the news, I was like, wow. Because well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. And we got to the studio and I was very down. So I sat behind the piano. And again, music being the thing that's the channel through which I'm able to let my emotions go. I just played a few chords and it was literally how I was feeling at the time.
So what you're saying is that I deserve producer credit on this song. I set the mood.
You set the mood.
All the 2,000 streams you have, I want my royalties.
If you deserve producer credit, then they deserve producer credit for
they didn't break the news. I could have decided not to say
it. I know, right?
And I could have waited till after you had recorded, but I knew that destiny required.
It required that, So I sat down and played the chords, and Joshua was like, "Oh, what was that?" And this is the thing about me. I'm a musical person who I say I don't know music.
Yeah, we are too intellectual. Are you more intellectual with music or more emotional?
I'm more emotional with music.
Okay.
So when it comes to the intellectual bits of it, you won't find me.
Okay.
Right. I know a little bit, but you won't find me there. So after playing the chords, Joshua was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just played how I felt." And then he was like, no, we have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So he sat down, and he's more like advanced in music than I am. Right. So he sat down and figured out the chords and then recorded it. when he recorded it, we kept playing the chord on loop. And I was like, oh, wow, this is fire. Like, this is really dope. And I was like, let's add more, let's add more, let's add more. So basically, we ended up producing the whole beat.
Okay. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. We ended up producing the beat. And when we finished producing the beat, I was like, all right, cool. It's late. Let's go home. And Joshua was like, where are you going? I was like, we are done. Because I would produce the beats and just leave them be, right? Because for me, I'm expressing myself. Once I've finished expressing myself, I'm done. And he was like, you are not done. Because there's a part of me that always bottles up something. Yeah. So I had kept a little bit of the emotion in there. And he knew it. He knew the song wasn't done. Yeah. So he was like, no. You have to say something on it. I was like, no. And he was like, yes. And I was like, okay. So I took the headphones and then I said, play it. And he played it. And then I just started singing what I was feeling in the moment. And to me, I was just talking to God. Because of what's had happened. Yeah. And from my perspective, the series of events that led to that individual doing that. I was just, trying to talk to God. Okay. So I just poured my heart out on the song, and that's how I made my first song.
This is breaking news, because then I deserve a lot of credit. I mean, I'll be talking to my lawyers. My lawyers will reach out to you, by the way.
Don't worry,
so we saw this out.
Don't worry.
But then here's see, I was going to phrase it differently, but I think it's good to be authentic. But I was hurt. Let me explain why.
By the song?
No.
Okay.
By the fact that in a situation like that, I backed you.
Yes.
Then you abandoned me.
I'm sorry.
But then it was a good introduction to business and dealing with a personality like you, because like you said, you were raised once a situation doesn't serve you anymore. And that was a decision you were taking, which forced growth on our side. But for me, I felt like that was a moment where it would have been very easy to say, let's go with this decision.
Yeah.
And in a sense, I even sacrificed my own relationship with them for you. And then this guy just bounced. But it also, but I don't regret that, right? And then it's a moment in my life where I can look back and feel like I would always make the decision that I feel is right, not the decision that I feel I'll benefit from, which is a very important part of my identity. And I mean, if I didn't have that moment to look back on, I don't know, maybe I'll have a different perception of myself. But it was a very interesting time. Yeah. It was a very interesting time, but I mean, my favorite Bible verse is the one that says all things work together for good. And so I know that everything that has happened, and now I can contextualize everything that's happened, even things that hurt me or I thought was bad at the time. I understand how it was necessary for me to become who I needed to be for the next phase.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But I didn't know Joshua was involved in
he was.
Because I think I remember like you working on the artwork and then you releasing it. I don't remember now, but I think because back then so I used to come to the studio. Yeah. Well, so speaking of emotions, you said you couldn't do an hour. We've done about an hour and a half or more.
Yeah, I know.
But there's still a few things I want to touch on. Speaking of emotions, then what did you record when the love of your life left you? That's how I'm phrasing it, so you don't know what to respond to. Yeah, but they say
I shut down.
You shut down.
Yeah.
You didn't record music.
That shut me down.
Did you expect it?
I
think I know the answer to this, and I'm ready to attack your answer. But did you expect it?
I saw it coming.
This is why I'm saying you've always been a pessimist. Do you know that about yourself? So you have a good thing
I
going.
know. But
You saw it coming,
I saw it coming.
but you did nothing to stop it.
I could do nothing to stop it.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with that. I've been in situations like that before.
I did everything I could, as much as I could. I did a lot, but nothing was enough.
The funny thing, and not really funny, but the interesting thing is, the last thing you asked about, or the last communication we had before I heard it didn't work out, you were asking me questions about labeling and bottling. I don't even think you remembered it. And you don't remember that was the last conversation because there was supposed to be some business. That was the conversation. And the next time we have a conversation, it's like, it didn't work out. And I couldn't even ask what happened because it was such a beautiful thing.
All things die.
Another pessimistic view. All things
die. Like, that's the truth. Right? The only two sure things in this life.
Yeah.
Growth and death.
See, I want to find a way to disagree.
But you can't.
No, I can't. Okay. Don't try me.
Try.
I think good things live forever.
Good things?
Live forever. Because, and to be specific, if ever experience a certain type of love, you can always go into your memory bank and relive it.
Oh yeah,
so then it's not dead.
But you're reliving the ghost of it.
So here's a question about love, right? I think love is really about discovering how you feel about something. So for me, the purest form of love is unrequited, right? Like you can be in love with a woman, she doesn't even know you exist. You don't even have to spoil that. But maybe because you're in love with this woman, you go, you sit down, you create good music, you work on yourself, you become a better person. She doesn't even have to know that you love her.
Yeah.
But it's what the love shows you about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why my argument is good things never die, because maybe without that chapter in your life, you'd convince yourself you're a heartless person and you're this tough guy and you don't need to be vulnerable and you can be by yourself. You discover that just like everybody else, you are a sucker for love.
I know, right?
You crave companionship and you can't experience heartbreak.
Oh God, they were all over the place like, I'm done with all of this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she shows something, she's like, nope.
Woman will break you, show you that, yes. But then also showed you can pick yourself up after.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now you are a stronger man.
Yeah. I'm wiser and smarter when it comes to choosing a partner or someone to try to do life with.
Do you think you're a better man today than you were then?
Yeah.
So yes, you can't, like they say, you can't make omelets without breaking eggs. So on behalf of God and the universe, we are sorry, but we had to do this.
Oh yeah, I'm grateful. Actually, I'm very grateful to God for that.
But you're still in touch?
We started talking again some time ago.
She married?
No.
So she's available technically?
No, she's not available. I'm not available.
Are you with someone now?
No.
Okay, so I would like to dismiss your last statement. So let's go back. She's not available. She's with someone.
Yeah, she's with someone.
She's not married. So
no, but I mean, I don't want to use the phrase "being there, done that," but I think there are certain experiences, certain depths of connection.
Yeah.
Once you've got into that place and the link breaks, it's best to just keep the relationship as friends, as friendship.
That's the trauma talking, and I respect the trauma. at the end of the
What's
day,
the trouble?
at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, we already established you're a pessimistic person. That's fine. It's also just it's also simple. You believe it's
I can
simple.
be optimistic too.
Tell me, what was the last time you were optimistic?
This morning,
What were you optimistic
I woke
about?
up with a smile on my face.
You know, it's really sad that that's your definition of optimism. That's a regular morning. You wake up,
a regular morning
you're
for
alive,
everybody.
you smile.
Yeah.
That's normal.
It's a beautiful thing to have the opportunity to take in breath.
And you call that optimism.
Yeah.
Do you know the only people that disagree with you? Dead people. So everybody who is alive to you by default. But I mean, I can understand what you're saying, right? Because the heart can be kind of inelastic. You've experienced so much pain that there is, I'll call it a fear and an unwillingness to ever be that vulnerable with that same person ever again. Because why? It's easier to take that optimism to someone completely new in the future, which is fair. By the end of the day, you're not God, so that's just your opinion.
That's the thing, though. It's scarier to take it to someone new because you don't know what that person is bringing. At least this one you've experienced before.
No, you see, you're trying to make it look like you're not a Fiero. So you're
Oh no, I'm a Fiero. That one, yeah, I don't go lie. I'm a Fiero.
A new person. You can imagine the best about that person. An old person, you know the worst.
Yeah.
So if Clifford over here, who has not had a girlfriend yet, but when we do his interview, we plan on getting him a wife. I just want people to know that Clifford, if he meets a girl right now, you would imagine all kinds of things about her. She's, you know, if she passes gas, it smells like lavender. You can imagine all of that. But when you've lived with somebody and gone through, like usually there's this trust, and then maybe it gets broken, and even if you put it together, it's like there's glue and it's everything. It's not perfect. I think it's easier to imagine the new person, even though there's still some fear, but it's easier. It's like a blank slate. So yeah, you're probably right. That chapter is very likely closed unless I do all night in prayers because I want to sell some labels for fruit juice.
You want to sell
labels for fruit juice. I want to design and sell some. But yeah, I think the bigger story is that in this journey that we are all on, and now I know I'm an old man, but like everybody who's been part of the journey, for me in my position, like I'm extremely grateful for. Even those I went through this experience recently. People who were just seriously working against me in every way, trying to stop things from happening. And it forced me to become tougher, more creative, and dig deep. And I'm not even mad at those people who made my life hell because they forced me to evolve in a way that I wouldn't have because I was just too comfortable.
Yeah.
And so that was their purpose. The purpose of my enemy is to let me do push-ups and learn sword fighting. Yeah. And so now I'm a warrior. So yeah, I digress just like everyone. But yes, for those who might be watching this, because I know you have a lot of friends and I'm sure a lot of people will view this. If any of them are interested in my son Clifford is looking for a wife. And Clifford's video will be coming maybe a week after yours, so I'm using this to shamelessly plug.
Shamelessly plug it.
Yeah. Hopefully, we can pull you in and have more topic-specific discussions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Along the line. You are the only person right now with a record of working with us twice.
Yeah.
So far, because I feel like it will happen again in some capacity. I appreciate you taking the time to come. There's a lot I know I haven't touched on, but I'm saving them for later. Do you have any questions for me?
Do I have any questions for you? No, let me save them for later.
No problem.
Let me save them for later. The day you show on camera, then I'll ask you my questions.
That's the day everybody is asking about. The question is, who will interview me?
I will.
Well, that day, when I'm done gathering enough people, if the people who watch this want me to speak, because I don't have a lot to say.
Says who?
So,
You have a lot to give, a lot to say.
I haven't even recorded my first album yet. It's called Classical Gospel Rap. The title will be Straight from Heaven's Ghetto.
Straight from Heaven's Ghetto.
But okay, so you said something about, I think, Jesus earlier on, and this is more of a question, but you think so I'll just plant it in the. They said, what do you think people's perception in that time was of Jesus versus John the Baptist? Because Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. The question is why? Why was it important for Jesus to be baptized by John the Baptist? And why were people being baptized by John the Baptist? And what does it mean about how they saw John the Baptist? Because then there were people who thought John the Baptist was the second coming of, what's the name of?
Elijah. Yeah.
And I think people also asked if Jesus was John the Baptist coming back to life at some point. Don't quote me on this. I didn't go to church last week. But it just made me think that somehow, especially in Christianity, we understand the importance of John the Baptist, but we may not really understand how big he was. Because for us, I mean, Jesus is the superstar.
Yeah.
But in those times, there were big people that Jesus had to surpass. Right? Because, I mean, remember, John the Baptist doesn't have, I don't know if he has followers today, but so Jesus came at a time where John the Baptist is being seen as the second coming of Elijah, and his message and everything surpassed all of that. So that's crazy. That's all I have to say. Thank you for coming to my
Was it the question?
Just I said, I'm just putting this out there.
Okay.
But do you have any thoughts on it, actually?
Well, John the Baptist was the authenticator. So Jesus had to go through John the Baptist.
I accept that in theological terms. What I'm saying is, okay, before Jesus came back, why were people going to get baptized by John the Baptist?
Because John the Baptist was, he, from his childhood, was established as a prophet.
Okay.
So for him, they knew him as that guy that you go to for your salvation and your purification.
Okay, so yes, we're touching on it. Today, when people get baptized, it has to do with being born again, right? And I think, right, Elder Sammy, being born again, which has to do with salvation. So, in these days, through Jesus Christ. So, the baptism by John the Baptist, there's a whole Baptist. that was because some people were still taking sacrifices to the temple. Was anyone baptizing people before John?
Yeah. The temple guys were baptizing people before John.
But was John... but those guys were... It's almost like they were authorized.
Yeah, they were authorized.
So was John baptizing people as a rogue Baptist?
And for that...
Where was his authority coming from? Was it from the temple, or was it Galamsey baptism?
Everybody seemed to have just understood that John's authentication came straight from God. So everybody just accepted that. And a parallel of that happened in, like, him and Jesus Christ, happened in Moses' time. When was it Moses and Gideon or Joshua? Right. Before he would hand over to him, Moses was told that bring him in front of everybody and put some of your anointing on him. Right. So in front of everybody, he anoints him so that people can now respect him because he has kind of endorsed him. So it was the same thing with Jesus Christ and John the Baptist. People respected John the Baptist, knowing him as the guy who lives in the wild, the guy who lives like Elijah, eats locusts and honey and da. And in order for people to now listen to Jesus Christ, his public ministry, and respect him, John had to put some of his anointing on him and authenticate him, endorse him.
Yes, but that wasn't in a ceremony specifically for that. Because Jesus just, well, it's based on the Bible stories that I saw. He joined the queue like everybody else. So I think that, in one sense, he chose that route over going to the temple. I don't know the answer, but I find that very fascinating. Right?
Jesus Christ didn't respect what the guys are doing in the temple.
Let me go and read my notes and then come back. Because the way Elder Sami is laughing, he disagrees, but he will talk now. All right, Aaron, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And the last thing, where can I get the gold chain that you're wearing? I want to shine like you.